Sack Life, beat depression, stay 685, and we're staying alive with another round of somatic healing sessions to wipe out depression. Thank you so much for being here now. Anyone tuning in now? Anyone tuning in later? As you know, it's a martial arts for mental health show. I like to focus in on those mental health tools first. First one being gratitude. Gratitude going out to the first ones here. Scoots 3 up. Thanks for joining. Appreciate your support, man. Appreciate you out there. I also want to shout out gratitude to everybody else who's been tuning in regularly, showing up for themselves, showing up for others, to motivate and inspire, and to push forwards in this fight for better mental health. Also want to shout gratitude out to Rook of Rookwave Switch for lending his space, this air-conditioned space, cool place for us to do our show and stay out of that desert heat so I don't die as we continue to push forwards. Gratitude as well going out to Eurobus. So many people to be grateful for today. Gratitude going out to Eurobus for accepting the job with the Beat Depression bus. Just shipped out yesterday, so it should be arriving there today at some point shortly, to have a new motor put in and air conditioning and heating, all kinds of modern amenities. It's going to be super dope, and I won't have to worry about that thing breaking down when we pick back up with the Punch Across America tour. So that should be happening in about fall time, and we're going to be starting from Colorado because that's where the shop's at. And I'm looking forward to all the types of people that we're going to meet out there, the people we can help out in Colorado, and getting that tour back on the road. So gratitude going out to all those people. Also, to Lisa the Luminary, thanks for being here. Thanks for being consistent for so many days, which brings us into our next topic, that day counting. Keeping track of those days. We talked about gratitude. Go ahead and think about the thing you're grateful for today. It can be more than one thing. That'll help put you in that positive mindset. And next mental health tool we're talking about is that progress tracking tool. Keeping track of the number of days that you show up for yourself and you fight forwards despite that opposition from depression or anxiety. Keeping track of that number of days builds up more self-esteem, self-validation, and self-confidence. And no one can take those things away from you because you're the one who gave them to yourself. The number also acts as an anchor on bad days when you are feeling those lies, those negative thoughts coming in from depression. Things like you can't, or you don't deserve, or your body's too heavy, it feels too heavy to get out of bed. These numbers remind you that you did overcome those thoughts, and those thoughts are temporary. By taking note of the fact that those things are temporary, we can be assured that they'll pass the next time they come up. And looking at that number, we'll know what we can do based on real life, based on fact, and let that anchor you back into your strength in the moment. That being said, I hope you keep track of your number. It's been 685 days of consecutive training. For me, the Sackman, let me know how many days it's been for you. By sharing that number, it helps motivate others to make progress as well. Lets them know they're not alone. So, we talked about the gratitude tool, we talked about the number tool. Let's talk about today's lesson. We're going to be using visualization linked in with that shadow boxing to make it more effective for mental health. We're going to visualize that depression dummy in front of us, right? And sign them that word that you want to work on, whether it's depression or anxiety. Shout out to Slayer Ken. Shout out to Mad with Hats. Thank you guys for being here as well. Appreciate you. Appreciate your consistency, your dedication, your drive out there pushing forwards. We talked about the gratitude tool. We talked about the number tool, that list tracking tool. It's been day 385 for Lisa. Congrats, Lisa. Over a year of progress. 293 days for Ken. You're almost at that 300 mark, man. And I know, Mad with Hats, you're up there over the 100s into the triple digits. So congratulations to all three of you for showing amazing consistency, amazing dedication. And even if it wasn't every day, you never lose progress when we're keeping track of that mental health progress we're making, right? We never fall off the wagon. That number only grows bigger. Bong bong, I could walk today, so I might be a little more active. Good stuff. Good to know. Yeah. So that brings me into another point. Because we're training for mental health, we want to make sure we don't overextend ourselves. Overextending yourself during physical training can run you into more anxiety, more depression, higher levels of stress. So we want to watch out for the signs of overreaching, and we want to dial that intensity down to a level that challenges us for the day, but it doesn't challenge us so hard that it feels like really hard work where we need a passive day off. We want to just give ourselves a challenge so that we can grow and we can still have fun, we still enjoy it. It's an accomplishable goal. A lot of little factors here to make it super effective for mental health. So Mad with Hats mentioned he can walk today, so he can push a little harder, put a little more effort in there, and give himself that challenge. But if you weren't able to walk, I would suggest go with an adaptive stance, right? A seated stance, work from the waist up, You can still develop hand-eye coordination. You can still develop muscle memory and striking patterns, even if you're sitting down. And Carmen Collins, that's my aunt Carmen. Love you, Carmen. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate that family support. We talked about the list tool, the gratitude tool. Let's get into that lesson. We're going to visualize that dummy, visualize that striking surface in the form of a person. Assign it the word you want to work on, depression or anxiety, and we're going to square up with it in Muay Thai stance. Now today we're going to be doing high-low combos, so we'll be sticking with their typical jab and cross action, but we're going to be mixing it up from high to low. So sometimes we'll jab to the head, sink on the knees, jab to the body, twist through for a cross to the body, back to the head, and we'll vary that up, keep it fresh, keep it new. And we're going to also add in some body shots for good measure. So when it comes to body shots, we're talking about exercise, we're talking about bag technique, we're not talking about ring or self-defense. So in here, we're going to talk about dropping that arm down to 90 degrees, bringing the elbow in, locking the elbow at 90 degrees there, keeping the wrist nice and straight, palm facing up, and twisting through the hip, boom, sending that fist forward into that visualized target's guts, right? We bring it back to the head to defend as the other one goes down, twist through and send it forwards into the guts of that depression dummy. So those are our body shots for the sake of exercise, for the sake of shadowboxing. Not necessarily the way you'd want to execute them in a competition or a match, because dropping your hand down here all the way back here is a huge tell, and they're going to be able to see what's coming and avoid it. Ideally, you'd want to drop that hand at last minute. But for the sake of getting the technique down, not injuring ourselves, protecting our tools, and making sure we're getting an effective release, we're practicing this way on the show. So that being said, let's do this thing. We got 3 rounds, 3 minutes each, 1 minute breaks in between to catch your breath, drink some water, make sure you're staying hydrated, make sure you're checking in on yourself and you're not pushing too hard. And let's get this thing going. We'll have the fighting spirit of the 80s coming through our sweet boombox. And boom, there it is. Let's do it. Go ahead and square up with that depression dummy in your Muay Thai stance. If you're not familiar with it, you guys are familiar with it. You've been here a long time. Get that guard high. Step in for the number 1 to the head and back. Rotate back to squared stance. Square the hips and shoulders after each combo. Step in for the 1 to the head and rotate back. You can exhale out the mouth to make that stress reliever even more effective. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Let's add in the cross. 3, 2, 1. Jab, cross to the head. Keep going. Jab, cross to the head. You can do a 1, 2, 3. Jab, cross, jab, and back into stance. Keep that flow going. You can carry the rhythm with your hands. Chin tucked, shoulders rolled, hips curled. Keep the knees bent. Weights on the balls of the feet. Twist through for those shots. Jab, cross, jab. And back to stance. Square it up. Jab, cross, jab. Back to stance. As you toss those shots, turn the fist over. Landing on the large 2 knuckles, on the chin or the nose, boom. And then rotating back to stance. Keep it moving. Jab, cross, jab. Let's go. Back to stance. Now, we're going to start. Keep going at your pace. But we're going to start working in level changes. For the level change, we're not going to punch down when we aim for the body. We're going to sink down on the knees and continue to punch straight. That way we can keep our guard high, keep our defense up the whole time. So now I want you to step in for the jab, the cross, and on the final jab, sink on the knees a little bit lower. Twist through and aim for that solar plexus right there. Dead center. Center mass. On that depression dummy. Let's do it. Step in for the jab, pop. Rotate through for the cross. Sink on the knees. Twist through for that final shot to the solar plexus. And back to stance. Let's put them together. 3-hit combo. 1, boom, 2, boom. Sink on the knees. Twist through for 3. And back to stance. Let's put it up on that speed a little bit faster now. And back. Keep it going. And back. Keep that guard high by the brow line. Guard up by the head. 1, 2, 3. And back. Sink on the knees for that 3rd shot. Keep it going. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. And back. Square up after each combo and keep that body weight moving. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. And back. 2 to the head, 1 to the body. Step in for it. And back. Square up. Keep it moving. Let's go. 3-hit combo. Back in. Tuck that chin. Guard high. And visualize doing damage to that depression dummy's face.
and body as you throw your shots. Every day we get stronger as depression gets weaker. Let's do it. Keep going, keep moving. Square up. Keep those shoulders and hips square with that opponent. And that's the end of round one. Catch your breath, drink some water, make sure you're staying hydrated. A cup of water, yes, yes. Cups today. I lost my bottle, that's why I'm rocking the solo cup. I got 46 seconds before we pop into the next round. I want to make sure you're checking in on you. You want to avoid the signs of overreaching, such as lightheadedness, dizziness, seeing spots in the vision, or nauseousness in the stomach. Oh, thank you so much. Just spots in the vision or nauseousness in the stomach. All of those things are signs of overreaching, and it means you'll want to dial that intensity back. Remember, you can moderate the speed of those punches, the power you put behind those punches, and the volume of those punches as well. We're not competing with each other, competing with ourselves to see that constant growth. 7 seconds. Let's pop back into stance. Guard nice and high. And now we're going to start by sinking in, boom, right into a cross to the solar plexus. So as we twist through the body, just like we do for that normal cross, send that cross forward, we're going to sink as well. So we're going to kind of like corkscrew down, guard up high. We're going to sink as we turn, boom, and drive through into the body for that powerful cross into the solar plexus. Rotate as you stand back up. Step in and drive that cross to the body. Boom, and back, square up. Step in, drive the cross to the body. And back, square up. Now we're going to start adding in a jab. So we're going to do a quick jab. You just step in, pop them in the head, corkscrew down into the body, and then back up to square. Keep it standard, keep it balanced, keep that chin tucked. Guard high, one to the head, one to the body. Jab, body, and back. Keep it square. Let's go. Step in for the jab, twist through, rotate down, boom, hit him with that cross, and back up. Shoulders tucked and chin tucked the whole time to increase defense. 2-hit combo here. Let's go. And back to stance. Keep it square. One to the head, one to the body. And back. Keep going. Push at your level. One to the head. Jab to the head. Twist through for the cross to the body. And keep it square. Notice the hands stay high. The hands keep their guard in between shots. Step in for the 1. Pop. Twist through. And deliver the 2 to the solar plexus. Back to stance. Gratitude to Tattoo Richie. Appreciate you, buddy. Step in for the 1, 2. One to the head, one to the body. And back up. Square up. Keep it going. One to the head, one to the body. And back in. Now we're going to add a third shot. Stepping into the jab. Sinking down into the cross. And then standing back up for that final jab. 3-hit combo here on that depression dummy. Let's do it. Step in. And back. Square up. And keep it moving. Use those hands to keep that rhythm going. Find that flow zone and hit them with that 3-hit combo. Square up. Exhale on those shots. Inhale through the nose. Remind yourself you're fighting for you. And give it your best. Let's go. Twist through those shoulders. Twist through that body. Exhale on those strikes. And fight for you. Let's go. Let's show ourselves what we can do. 1, 2, 3. One to the head, one to the body. And then back to the head. Pop, pop, pop. Knock those lies out of that depression dummy. Let's go. Keep it moving. Remember what you're fighting for. You're fighting for that quality of life that you deserve. How do you know you deserve it? Based on what you give. So give it 100%. Let's go. Exhale hard on those strikes. Keep it moving. Back to stance. Keep going. Square it up one more time. And that's the end of round 2. Catch your breath. Drink some water. Tattoo Richie says, you're late. I'm not. I was on time today. I'm usually late. I made it on time today though. We got 46 seconds before we're hitting that final round. And we're going to bring in those body shots we were talking about earlier. Ooh. Make sure you're checking in on yourself right now and drinking that water. Staying hydrated. Ooh. Shout out to Tammy for bringing me a bottle of water. Lost mine. Appreciate you, Tammy. Thanks. So So we got 20 seconds. We're gonna pop into Muay Thai stance again. Continue on with the high-low combos, but we're gonna add in those body shots. To give you the breakdown on the body shot, it's a closer range move. We're gonna fire those fists from the hips, twisting through the hips. We're gonna drop that lead fist down, right? Pre-wind a little bit, bringing the elbow in close, bringing it back, twisting through for the pre-wind, and then we're gonna twist through the hips, twist through the body, rotating on the ball of front foot, just like we do for the jab, and drive that fist forward into the guts of that depression dummy. When we make contact, we bring the fist back to defend the head. So the other one goes down to the waistline, palm facing up, twist through and fire from the waist, boom, sending that fist forward into that depression dummy. Back to stance. Let's start with a little jab cross action. Back up, square up with that dummy, let's go. 2 to the head, jab cross, twist through that body, jab cross. And we're gonna start with those body shots. Drop the fist down to 90 degrees at the elbow, rotate in back, give a little rewind, guard high on the opposite side, twist through that hip and send that fist forward, bam, into the guts of that depression dummy. Bring it back to the head, the other one drops, and drive through it. You wanna get that body weight behind it, kind of scooping through, boom, and firing from the hip, getting all that body weight behind it, and then bring it back to the head. Same with the opposite side. Exhale hard as you drive that fist into the depression dummy's guts. And knock those lies out. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. When you're throwing those body shots, you want to make sure you're turning through the ball of the foot, turning at the waist, and firing that body weight, getting that body weight behind it. Using that momentum to drive that fist forward. Shout out to Hello Nurse. Hit him with a couple 1-2s to the head. And let's work that high-low combo. 1 to the head, 1 to the body, back to the head. And square up. Let's go. 3-hit combo. Back in. Keep it square. 3-hit combo. Sink for that cross to the solar plexus. Step in 1 to the head. Cross to the solar plexus. Back to the head. And square up. One more time, 3 hits. Square up, guard high. We're going into body shots. Drop that arm to the side, twisting in for the preload. Guard nice and tight. Drive through that body. Bring it back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Back to stance. Square up. Hit him with a 1, 2, 3 to the head. Square up. 1, 2, 3. 1 to the head, 1 to the body. Back to the head. Pop, pop, pop. Square up. Keep it moving. 3-hit combo. Exhale hard. Back to stance. One more time. And body shots. Finish strong. Keep it balanced. Head on that center line. Drive those fists forward. And that is the end of our 3 rounds of progress and success for today. Woo! If you stuck with us, that was 9 minutes of exercise that can change the rest of your life if you keep track of it and keep track of that progress. Keep track of the number of days you show up for you and you make that progress, because progress is success. Out here, there's no limit to how much we can improve our lives when we make that process the goal. So every day you show up for you, please do give yourself credit. It is tough enough just to get out of that bed, let alone stand up and fight forward. So whether it was 1 minute of progress today or if it was all 9 minutes, you deserve credit for those steps, each and every one of them. Make sure you're keeping track of that number. And if you're having a good time, or if you missed the first half of this lesson, you want to catch it later, it will be available on YouTube at Sack Life Daily very shortly. And if you're feeling the benefits of this class and you'd like to share them with the world, please do so in the comment section on YouTube. That way, people outside of just Instagram can get access to these tools as well. Until next time, I'll catch you guys same sack time, same sack channel, same sack life. Sackman out.